Yo, what up, people? We have a scheduled seller call for 4 o'clock. About to lock up a deal. I'm gonna get right into it.
Hello.
Hey, Robert, it's Mike.
Hey, Mike.
How are you, man?
Not too bad. I found out yesterday that my girlfriend and her daughter contacted a relative of hers. It was actually her daughter's daughter-in-law's stepfather. So he's going to be handling the house.
Okay, got it. Is when you say handling, as far as what?
Well, they're going to be coming over. He's a real estate agent, and he's coming over with his broker, and they're going to handle the sale of the house.
Okay, so they're gonna list the property on the market.
Yeah.
Got it. And you guys already had that conversation with them and had the listing agreement and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So, did you guys talk about like the commissions and stuff that you got to pay the real estate agents?
No, we haven't.
Got it. How about I remember when we were talking, you were talking about there was a certain number that you couldn't go past. Did you end up finding out that number?
Not yet. I still haven't.
Okay. So it sounds like you guys are just going to list this thing on the MLS and just have some buyers come in and essentially find a buyer like ourselves just on the market.
Right.
Got it. What would prevent us just from doing a deal together without going on the market?
Well, they had already committed to him, and I didn't want to, tell him forget about it. So.
Okay, got it. Yeah, we could still use him. He could still do all the transaction coordinating and stuff like that. And we could still do a deal with him without him posting it on the MLS. That way you guys don't have to deal with a bunch of people coming in the property and everything. And we could yeah. And we could still get him paid as far as whatever he needs for the deal, as far as his stuff goes. When does he plan on going to the house?
He's gonna talk to his broker, and then they're gonna call us in a couple of days, and then make arrangements to come over. But I'm looking for your number. I got it someplace. Here's what I'll do. Once they come over and we talk about everything, then I'll give you a call, and then all of us can get together and figure something out.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I can meet you guys over there.
Yeah, when we find out when they're coming, I'll give you a call, and then you can come over too.
Yeah, that's cool.
How's that?
Yeah, we actually just did a deal just like this. This guy, his name was actually Bob too, in Brockton, right? And what happened, right, with him, he had a long-time real estate agent friend, but the house needed a lot of love. So the realtor didn't really know what to do with the property. Bob just really trusted his realtor because he knew him for a while. So he wanted him to, help him sell the property. But the realtor was like, I haven't really done a house before that needed a lot of love. So we actually ended up going on the appointment with the realtor and just working things out with the realtor. The realtor ended up facilitating the whole entire transaction, and we just bought the property from the seller with the realtor involved. So we don't really need to kick the realtor out of the deal, like they can still get paid their commission and stuff like that and help you facilitate the transaction.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Okay. When did you say that you were going to call him?
He's gonna call, and he said he's gonna talk to his broker, and then they're gonna call me and set up an appointment to come and see the house. So once I know when they're coming, I'll call you. I better take your number down again, because I don't know what I do with it. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shoot me your number again.
All right. So what I'm calling on right now is the office line, but I'll give you my personal cell phone that you can call me on whenever.
Okay.
So it's
Okay. And when I find out when they're coming, I'll let you know.
all right, cool. If I don't hear from you in the next couple of days, I'll just give you a shout. I'll put in these notes here just so we don't leave each other hanging.
Okay.
All right, brother. If you need anything in the meantime, feel free to give me a shout.
I will.
All right, boss. You have a
Okay.
good night.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so did you guys catch that call?
Not really.
This was a call, really, really hot lead that we had. I think I called it on live, actually. We set up a follow-up for today for essentially the offer call. I hop on the call, and the guy was like, hey, yeah, I spoke to some of my people, and I think he said his sister, or no, his wife already had somebody that they committed to list the property, a real estate agent like in the family. So what did we learn here? We learned that we got to do a better job. This is on my part. I have to do a better job on the first initial call of getting that information. Like I should have already asked him, like, hey, does your wife have anybody that she wanted to run this by or anything like that? And we should have gotten this black swan. That's essentially what we call somebody that might kill the deal, like a realtor or a friend or family member or something like that that's going to come kill the deal. We call that the black swan. So this is something that I should have done a better job of on the first call to figure out. So he answered this call and he's just like, yeah, I didn't even know, there's already a realtor that my wife committed to. Essentially like, sorry, we're just going to have him list it. So what did I do? I tried to get the realtor on my team, and I said third-party stories where we've done deals with realtors before and all that type of stuff. So instead of just saying, you know what, yeah, just let the realtor list it or beating up the realtor, I'm just like, you know what, screw it. Let's get on the same side as the realtor. Why don't we go there with the realtor? Let him know that the realtor is still going to get paid their commission and everything. We'll just go there with the realtor and kind of give an explanation of what it would look like doing a deal with us and having them facilitate the whole entire transaction. Right. And that's what I wanted to emphasize. I wanted to emphasize that the realtor is going to facilitate the whole entire transaction. So, which means like they're going to be talking to the attorneys and all that type of stuff to get the deal done. It's actually something that I use when we're wholesaling a house, and I let the seller know that we're wholesaling it. I say something along the lines of when we do something like an option contract where we tell the buyer, when we tell the seller that we're not buying the property, we're going to go partner up with another investor. They're like, what the heck? How do you get paid? I'm like, oh, the buyer pays us to facilitate the whole transaction. So that's essentially how I uplifted the realtor in this case and showed him how we could be team members, right? Hey, we're going to buy the deal and your realtor can take the facilitation of the deal off our hands because we typically will do that. But if the realtor wants to be involved, they can just facilitate the whole entire transaction for us and still get their commission as long as the numbers still make sense for us. Now you're working as a partner with the realtor. And I think I saw the appointment down in Plymouth, right, Felipe? That's
Yep.
for tomorrow. That's with a realtor as well, right?
Yes. That's you and the realtor.
That's a way to get in the realtor's world. And how you make it make sense in their brain because they want to feel important, like they're doing something with the deal, right? Because everybody wants to feel like they're doing something in the deal. So you let them know, like, hey, oh yeah, this is like the realtor part. The biggest thing on our end is the facilitation of the transaction, like talking to the attorneys and doing all the paperwork and all that stuff. So we would love to do a deal with the realtor because you guys can just take care of all that and take that off our hands. So we'd love to pay you your commission in order to facilitate the whole entire transaction. Where do we have to land to get this deal done? And now everybody's on the same freaking page. Makes sense? So I set up another call with him to try to get the appointment to go see the property with the realtor. What I'll do on the next call is I'll try to get the realtor's number and try to talk with the realtor. And that's how I will talk with the realtor. But hey, where do we got to get this? Where do we got to be to get this done? Would love to, get you your commission and have you help us facilitate the whole entire transaction. That'd be great. Without you having to go on the MLS and like disturb all everything that they got going on because they're living in the property and they have some health issues and stuff. Because at the end of the day, what are you going to do? You're not going to beat out a family member.
Yeah.
So squat up and get on the team and get the deal done. What do you guys got?
Karen, if you have any questions, you can go first.
Yeah, I have this lead over here that I spoke just today. I think you guys had a lot of conversation with them too, so it'll be a great help.
Oh, I know. I remember this address.
Yeah. This lady is having a hard time moving her pets. That's what she's
moving her pets.
Moving her pets to the place that they wanted to move into. Her husband is retiring, and they want to move out of Brockton because they want to move out to a warmer place for themselves. And now she's having a hard time moving her animals because it would, like, I think I'm not sure, like, how would she be able to like travel her animals and her pets going from places to places and all that. And I was like, so this is her problem. And I told her that if we were able to figure out how to do that, what would be the next step for her? And she said that if she gets 350 for her house, she would be forced to do it. And I think the last time on the notes, she was looking for 380, and now she changed it to 350. She also did mention that she has mortgage in the house around like 134.
Okay, cool. So good job of realizing this animal thing. Like this sounds like this could be part of her problem, like part of a problem that you can solve. So my mentor Pace talks about a story about his first. Yep. about his first deal. And essentially, how he got his first deal is he went on the appointment. They didn't land on a number together. He was lower than where the lady needed to be. But Pace was about to leave the house and noticed that there were some big bunnies or something like that in a room, and she was saying, "Oh, I'd love to find a place for these bunnies to go," or something like that. And Pace ended up finding a place for the bunnies to go without asking anything in return. And the lady comes back to him and says, "Hey, I have offers like $20,000 over yours, but you were the only person that like really cared and wanted to help me without asking anything in return. Let's do a deal together at your price." That's how he got the deal done. What did he do? He saw a problem that he could solve. So good job of like figuring out these things, right? Figuring out the problems that we can solve and bringing it to the attention of problem to be solved. So Felipe, let's call this lead, bro.
Yeah, let's do it. Alrighty. Oh, Karen, real quick, did you speak to the Diane or to Kevin?
Diane.
Diane.
Yep, Diane. Yeah.
All right, call him right now.
Let's go. Felipe about to lock some deal.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Double dial.
Your call has been.
Okay, Karen. So the numbers on this property really aren't too off. Like we could, depending on what needs to be done to the property, we could potentially do a novation agreement.
Yeah.
So when did she say she wanted to sell the house?
Once we agree on a price, she mentioned that she would probably like a month or two.
And what's her plans? Like where's she moving and all that?
They're already currently like looking for a place in Pittsfield. Originally, I think they were looking to move to South Carolina, but they figured out that it would be even more difficult for them to move the animals there. So they are looking at Pittsfield right now.
Okay, why do they want to sell it?
The husband is retiring. He just wanted to retire, and now they wanted to relocate out of a property. It's not really too hot of a motivation because the reason is they wanted to move into a warmer place. They've been looking to do that ever since.
Okay, where was the place that they wanted to move?
Pittsfield.
In Massachusetts?
I'm not sure where Pittsfield is.
I think there's a Pittsfield in Massachusetts. I was gonna say it's not really a warmer place, but it sounds like we got to figure out a little bit more of the motivation, but the numbers are there. So why don't you stay on top of them? Try to get a little bit more of the motivation, and then once they're truly ready to sell, we can go on the on-site appointment.
Okay.
Because this one's not too far away from the office, and the numbers aren't too far off. So how do we get this deal done? We solve the problem with the animals, and we help them go on about their business.
Karen, did you ask her why she can't just move these animals? Like, what's the problem that we have to fix exactly?
Good question.
Like the traveling thing.
Okay, do you know what type of animals she owns?
Well, I didn't ask that.
Yeah.
I think. I think she did. I remember. I think she has 5 dogs and more like 3 cats. I
Damn.
remember she did try to sell that.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a really good question, bro. And why is that a good question? Because that's going to help her solve her
And that's how
problem.
we're gonna solve the problem. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I was thinking just a moving truck, but I don't even know if that's
Yeah.
lawful or ethical. I don't even know.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Here's what you do. You commit to helping her and then figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Like, you don't have to have all the answers right away. Like, do you think there's some sort of way that we'll help her out with the freaking animals?
100%.
For sure.
Okay, so just commit to figuring it out. Commit that, hey, oh yeah, we got that covered. We got you. Animals, no problem. I don't freaking know what to do with the animals, but we'll figure it the hell out.
Okay.
Commit, cause some chaos, and figure it out. That's how I live my life. Yes, I could do it. I figure it out and I make it happen. That's it.
Got it.
But yeah, Karen, good job. Here's what I'm going to do. Keep this in your pipeline, right? Qualify it just a little bit more, get a little bit more of the motivation, try to figure out how we solve this problem a little bit more, dig into the problem a little bit more. And once you do that, set the on-site appointment for me and I'll go on the appointment.
Okay.
So stay in
Okay,
touch
I'll
with
do
them. Good job.
Well, Karen, real quick, I see that I'm looking at the notes. It said that you told her that Mike was gonna call her, right? So
Yeah.
let's
For
figure out
today's-
let's figure out a way. How can you go into this call? Because you're gonna be expecting Mike, and now you're gonna be the one calling again.
I was just gonna say that we tried giving her a call today, but we weren't able to get reach of her. So we ran this over, we discussed this things over, and figured out a way where we would be able to move the animals, and then start from there and get
How's
into
that way?
more of the motivation.
How are we
So
going to
you-
help the animals?
Yeah,
I would say, like maybe Felipe said, I actually was not thinking about that. Maybe why not just move it through with we provide the transportation for those animals for her, right? And so she wouldn't have a problem in moving the animals, making
So
sure that
sometimes what happens, Karen, is we'll create objections for ourselves when we don't need to.
okay,
Right? Like this isn't even something that you really have to bring up. Hey, yeah, Mike said that there's something that we could probably do with the animals if you even need to say it. You don't have to say exactly, yes, we found out something, whatever. Just plant the seed. Like, yeah, Mike said that he's been through this situation before. He's
Yeah,
probably going to be able to figure
that's
something
nice.
out. See what I mean?
Yeah.
That way you don't have to create the objection where you say, oh, yeah, we figured out your problem, because they're going to ask how. And now you put yourself in a corner where you might have to lie or something like that. You don't have to do that. Just tell vague things, so you don't create objections for yourself. But yeah, that's exactly it. Give them a call and just say, hey, we tried reaching out. I had Mike try reaching out. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get in touch with you, but we were speaking about the deal, and Mike's actually been through this situation before. Could you just help me understand, like, just a little bit more of what's going on with everything, and try to dig a little bit more into the situation? So, like, what exactly is the problem with moving the animals? What type of animals are they, and all these things, right? What exactly is preventing you guys from moving right now? Figuring out that motivation. Maybe
Okay.
you said they're retiring. Maybe the retirement is in a month. And if that's the case, then book the appointment because we can put an agreement in place in the meantime.
Mhm.
So think about that. What are you trying to do right now? You're trying to verify that if I go on that appointment, we're able to come to terms with the seller. Maybe that doesn't mean that we have to close in 30 days, but maybe that means we close in 3 months. But is there
Yeah.
something that we can solve and that we can get in an agreement if I go over there on the appointment? That's essentially what you're trying to do for the follow-up call.
Got it. Okay.
Love it. Good job. Felipe, you got anything?
I don't really got much. As you know, I set that appointment for you tomorrow with the realtor. Very curious about that house. Other than that, I just want to know what else could we do to get better, to be honest. Like super vague, but like super important.
Keep creating chaos. Keep creating these opportunities that we have to run into problems and solve.
Mhm.
What happens is you just keep stacking skills. Literally, you keep going through the fryer. You keep having different conversations. Like literally, Karen's probably going to run into something similar like this in the near future, and she's going to now know how to tackle it. So it's literally just creating all these opportunities to grow. These are good things. We're going over how to problem solve, right? And as you keep
Yep.
solving these problems and you keep running into problems to solve, you keep learning and you keep stacking your skills. So that's essentially, we just got to keep rocking and rolling.
Okay.
But yeah, I love it. You did send one over to me. I don't know if
Yeah, it was a creative finance one. I just sent it over to you because you're more knowledgeable in that.
the one, Lewis, alls I got was a task. I didn't get
Oh, you
any
didn't?
like,
No, there's notes. There should be notes.
I'll send you the address.
Yes, I mean the address.
Because I'm not seeing the notes.
1 second.
So yeah, I said it in Slack earlier. As we're in this new CRM, just maneuvering and all that. If there's ever a lead that you guys want me to look at, just put it in the notes in the communications and notes section. What it's about, like what you want me to look at, because what happens is I have my own leads that I need to follow up with, and if I don't have like the reason for why this is in my pipeline for the day, it just gets lost in the weeds. So
Yeah,
if you can
this
just,
was. Sorry to interrupt. This was definitely a mistake on my part. I literally sent you the wrong lead.
oh, okay, yeah, no worries. I figured that it was something like that.
Yeah, I must have had like 2 tabs open. And I clicked the wrong tab and just marked you on this one. The one that I remember which one I sent you. It was like a 5-unit Morby method thing that this guy's looking to do. And I just said, I got a creative finance guy. You want to talk to him? He said, yeah.
Okay, is there that time that he wanted to talk, or
No, I said I'll just set my creative finance guy Mike to give you a call today or tomorrow.
I'm not seeing it in my tasks.
Yeah, I'm guessing I didn't task it to you. I tasked that one by accident. So let me just find it. It should be in. I think it's this one right here. Let me see.
How are you liking the new CRM?
It's good. I actually don't. I spoke to Andrew about this last week about where leads should go once you finish talking to them, and so far we have on my side of the business we have contact made and warm leads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which one is the more qualified list?
Contact made.
Okay, yeah. See, that's what Andrew also said. But the problem is once I talk to someone and I didn't really get anywhere yet, like I didn't close them or I didn't set an appointment. It's kind of just still a follow up game. There isn't really much. It's all the options is appointment set toward leads or offer made. Like there isn't no like continued follow up option. So I'm like other. I just keep clicking other because that's the only one that kind of makes sense.
Oh yeah, that's all you got to do.
Okay, so I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, just click other and then assign the task to yourself if you want to follow up with it. Or if you want to kick it back to lead manager, then you just assign the task to Alex. And you put it in the notes of like what Alex should say on the next call and what your conversation was about. Just like we were doing in Podio.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as you're talking about like the disposition after the call.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, like what do I do with this lead once I'm done talking to them? Like what setting do I put him in? That's basically my question.
Just hit other.
Okay. Okay. So Mike, I did task it to you in a different way. Like I typed at Mike. So is that not popping up to you? Like
I'm not seeing it.
When you look,
You know what happens in my inbox, right? So when somebody submits a lead from the old CRM, it gets put in my inbox if in the comments from the old CRM it says at Mike, right? So my inbox gets flooded. So I kind of just wash out all the ones that I really look at are the tasks. So if you need me to look at something, definitely attach a task to it. Okay. So essentially, here's what it should look like. Every day, everybody has tasks, right? Everybody on the team, Andrew included, Dispo manager included, transaction coordinator included. Everybody has tasks. And what that should look like on the dashboard every day at the end of the day is 0.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody in the business literally has tasks that they're looking at every single day, whether it's a follow-up, whether it's they got to talk to an attorney or they got to talk to a buyer or something like that, right? Like everybody in the business has tasks. So just go through all your tasks during the day and boom, you won't miss anything. But the inbox, it gets a little bit confusing. So if it's super important, just task it.
Yep. Got it. I just sent it over in the private chat, the address.
Okay.
His name is Manuel or Manuel. Mm-hmm.
Hey, is this Manny?
Yeah.
Manny, this is Mike. How you doing?
Okay.
You spoke to Felipe on my team about the 5 unit you got in Fall River. You're looking to sell it?
I'm not dying to sell it. I will sell it because I'm an old guy and it's time to move on.
Oh, God, man, you sound like you're 40.
Yeah, well, I'm 70.
Well, you're rocking and rolling for 70.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, could you tell me what's going to get you excited about selling this place?
What's going to get what?
What's going to get you excited about selling it?
Nothing. I got about 10 years left, and I feel I guess I should just enjoy the money.
Got it. Okay. So this has obviously been a rental for you for a while.
Yeah, I've had it for years.
Got it. How's it been as far as a rental?
Well, my rents are low because I've had these tenants for a long time. They average $800 a month. So that's $4,000 that I get every month. And so I'm okay with that. But,
Got it. So
lives are moving on. So give me $550 and I'll let it go.
got it. So all 5 units are renting out for $800.
No, one is 7, one is 9, and the other two are 9, and one is 7, 2 are 9, the rest are 8.
Got it.
The average out to around 8.
Okay.
Especially the third floor, there's 3 bedrooms, so you could rent that for a lot more.
Got it. Okay.
I just don't want to raise the rent fee and then I'm going to sell it. But if I don't, I have to go up a little bit.
Got it. Well, when were you hoping to sell it by?
I don't care. I can sell it tomorrow. I can sell it next year.
Love it. So it sounds like you're not too ready to sell it, but if somebody comes up with the right price or something like that, then maybe you get rid of it.
Yeah, somebody gave me $550. I give it a bit. I'll sell it.
Okay, you're looking for $550. Is that what your realtor said that he would list it for?
He listed that before for that, I think. And I had an offer for $560, and I didn't take it at the time. Just, I think $550 is a fair price.
Oh, got it. So you had an offer at $560, didn't take it?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because I had a friend that was gonna buy it, and I wanted to be nice to him, and tonight he didn't buy it. So
This is actually like the 3rd time I heard this week, and it's only Wednesday, where it was either a friend or a cousin or something like that was going to buy a house from one of our sellers, and they just never performed.
yeah,
it's kind of tough sometimes doing business with family, but so you listed this thing on the market at $550. I mean, at the end of the day, if you ended up accepting one of those offers around $550, you really walk away with about $506. So you were looking to net on this thing, like net in your pocket somewhere around like the 500 mark.
no, I want $550.
Oh, okay. So what were you planning on paying the realtor?
The realtor was gonna get 4%. But he disappeared. What I would do? I think he went nuts or something.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I got doing no realtors. That's the price. If anybody want it, fine. If not, it's there.
Okay. Well, I'm just looking at it, right? Like, because we sell houses with realtors as well. All of our fix and flips, we sell them with realtors. And typically it'll take somewhere between like 8 and 10% to sell it. But if your people are at 4% plus your closing costs and you sold it at $550, you're more at like $517 net in your pocket. I don't even know where it would be at as far as a cash offer. I don't think would be close to that $517. But I mean, without you paying any realtors, man, where do you think is fair? Like with somebody just facilitating the whole entire transaction and covering all your costs.
Well, I know that if I take 550 and put it in the bank, I'm never going to get 4,000 a month. So I don't get 550. I get 4,000 a month.
Okay. So the 4,000 a month is more important to you than the 550.
Well, it is, but I know I'm not going to last forever, so it's going to have to be sold sometime. But I'm not dying to sell it.
Okay.
I think somebody would probably make good money if they buy it. The house was built in 2002 because we had a fire and it was a totem. We rebuilt the whole thing, so it's that house. Tenants don't bother me for nothing. Everything is up to code, so.
Got it. Are they on leases or?
Two of them are Section 8 leases, which is yearly, so.
And then the other ones are month to month.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you, this one you own free and clear? Or you have a mortgage on it?
I own free and clear. Actually, there's a little hold to 60,000 for my daughter, but I already paid her. I just haven't done the paperwork, but that's my daughter lives with me. So.
Got it. Okay. Well, hey, why don't I do this, man? I will figure out exactly how much that we can pay for this property. I just don't think we're gonna be a good fit here at a 550 mark. Like, where is the absolute lowest you can give me so I can go back to the underwriters and figure out where it would be?
550.
Okay, so we're not really getting anywhere, even if we cover all the closing costs and everything on the 550.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me talk to them. Are you going to be available tomorrow to chat?
I'm always around.
All right. I'm going to give you a call tomorrow and give you an idea of where it would have to be roughly if we bought this thing from you in cash.
Okay. I'm willing to carry half of the mortgage, so.
Say that again?
I'm willing to carry half of the mortgage.
Okay. So you'd be willing to essentially be our bank for half of 550?
Right.
Interesting. Okay. We might be able to do something with that.
Mm-hmm.
If we were going to do
I
something
have
with,
a couple of them. I have a couple houses that I did that. They just send me a check every month.
love it. How does that go for you?
Good. Good.
Okay. Well, if we can figure something out with that and make some terms work and have the Bank of Manny be our bank, what would prevent us from moving forward at your number at 550?
Okay.
How much would you want in your pocket every single month?
I don't know if it's set it up for about 10 years. After that, I don't plan on being around, so.
So you'd want to be paid off completely within 10 years?
Right.
Okay. How much like money would you want a month in your pocket?
I mean, you have to, they have a formula that my accountant does that. Like, you can figure out how much it is that you have to pay every month. I don't know how to do that.
Typically what we do is we'll structure it like over 30 years. So the payment would look like we're paying it off over 30 years. And then if a seller like yourself wants to be paid out at year 10, we'll just give them the rest of the money that we owe them after year 10. But in order for us to cash flow, like in order for this to be a good asset for you to be the bank on, then we just need to structure the payments so that we're able to cash flow. So we can structure this like, yeah, we can structure it in an infinite amount of ways. We just got to make sure that, you know, we're getting a good note. That way we're able to perform on your note. Because at the end of the day, you don't want a note that doesn't make sense and you'd have to go through some sort of crazy headaches. So it just has to make sense on both ends.
Yeah, sure. I'll be able to work with that.
Okay. Well, why don't you think about a month? Say that again.
Figure it out. How much you can give me down and then pay the rest monthly. And
Okay. Well, what I would really need to know is what you would want in your pocket every single month for the rest of your equity. And then I can go back and I can help structure the terms and talk to the underwriters and see where it would have to be. But if you want to, on our next phone call, maybe tomorrow, if you want to come up with some sort of number, maybe it covers a couple bills or something like that, whatever makes it make sense in your mind, I can go back and then structure the terms and make it make sense for both of us. So if you want to think about a number that you would want in your pocket every single month towards the equity, then I can go back and underwrite. Because essentially I'm going to the Bank of Manny.
well, I figure, I don't know, $500.
500,
2,500.
2,500. Okay. All right. Well, let me take this info. You're saying you want to be paid off after 10 years, $2,500 a month in your pocket, and you would want 50% down.
Right.
Love it. Okay. What were your plans with the 50%?
Oh, I don't know. I own a restaurant here, and I'm considering putting apartments above it. We're in the process of working on it, so I also might buy a house in Portugal, summer home.
Oh, love it. Okay.
So
So you essentially need some cash to go into another investment or something like that. Or else this deal doesn't make sense for you, or okay. All right. Well, let me do some homework on this, man, and I'll get back to you tomorrow.
okay.
All right, brother. I'll give you a call tomorrow morning. All right. Talk soon. So this actually sounds like a good deal, to be honest.
Yeah. I saw what you were doing in the beginning. You were just setting up the introduction. You know, you weren't going to pitch anything, and you were going to pitch it tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he opened up. He's like, "I'm willing to hold the mortgage," and you're like, "Oh, well, I guess I can just continue talking."
Right.
Yeah.
Because he knew I was pulling away. He knew I was like, man, this shit isn't going to work for cash. And he knows it's not going to work for cash.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Or else he wouldn't offer to hold half of the note, right?
Yeah.
So you're 100% right. I was going to go back and I was going to come in and essentially tell him like, dude, I'm not even going to tell you what the underwriters told me because it just doesn't make sense. But as I was thinking about it, we just did a deal and then tell a third party story about a creative finance deal.
Yep.
And see if he would entertain something like that, right? That's how I was going to go into the next call. But he did my job for me. He said, hey, I would be willing to hold a note. Okay, great. Let's talk about it. So here's the thing, right? Like you got to pick and choose your battles on specific calls, right? So I'm not going to beat him up on the 50%. 50% is way too much down. I'm not going to beat him up on that on the first call. I'm going to go in. Notice how I kind of planted the seed. I did a temperature check of what he wants the 50% for, right?
Yep.
So I'm just going to go in and on the next call and try to really dig deep on the 50%. Like, does he really, really need that? Right? Because what people will do is people will use the Morby method where we can get a seller like 50 to 70% down as a crutch. But you just got to get really, really good at negotiating that percentage down.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, we don't want to put, we want 0%. We don't want to have to go get a loan to do the deal. So like, let's do our best to try to negotiate it down to 0%, whatever that looks like. But yeah, it actually sounds like a really good deal because this thing would probably rent out for like $6,000 a month.
Yeah. How much did you say you wanted? 25?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that works.
He wants 25 plus you got to factor in the other loan. So you're going to go get a loan from a non-recourse lender and you're going to have to pay them every single month. So one, you're going to have to pay him his equity payment every month of $2,500, which he's not getting $2,500, but you have to pay him and the lender. But either way, I think this thing would rent out for like $6,000 a month with raising the rents. And we got to figure out what needs to be done to the property. But $800 a month in rent is freaking bananas. But shit,
Yeah, he said it was cheap when I talked to him.
Yeah. But shit, dude, this is actually like a good creative deal. Good job, bro. All right, people, do you have anything else to add?
That's about it.
Love it. Okay. People, please subscribe. Please like the video. Smash the subscribe button. Do all the things so that the YouTube algorithm gets to see, well, the whole entire YouTube universe gets to see all this value that Felipe and Karen are providing. We appreciate y'all. Some super, super exciting stuff coming up. So just be ready. Be ready because it's super, super freaking dope. Karen, Felipe, you guys are freaking amazing. Peace.